Hey BSCs, so today we're going to talk about a system and process that is a little bit out of the box. And over the last few months we've talked about some operational related processes, and today we're going to talk about something a little different. And I'm going to be really honest and transparent as I was preparing for this and been stewing on this idea for a month or two. It's an area or a system and process that we're actually not great at here. And it's one that and I'll own this, that I think we've kind of dropped the ball on over the last few years. And in fact, I had a meeting with our company president this morning talking about these particular things, and we plan to meet soon. And it's an area of deficiency that we have that I think we need to correct soon. And it's that we should have a process or a consistency with our online presence. And let me explain what that is and maybe first why it's important. So as I was doing research for our most recent HR workshop on recruiting and retention, something that surfaced over and over again, particularly in the recruiting process, is that anytime someone is looking for a job or thinking about applying for a job, they're always doing their own research a little bit in that process. And often, applicants have their mind made up before they go to an interview whether or not they like the place. And so they're going to social media, so whether that's Instagram or Facebook or something like that. They're looking at your website potentially. They're looking for the social proof would be one piece of it they're potentially looking for. And also just the look and feel and how you present on those social platforms or on online in general. And we all know this intuitively. This is the way we shop now. This is, if we were out there shopping for something or looking at jobs, this is what we would do too. And this is how we gather information now and make a lot of our decisions. So that's the recruiting side of this. On the sales and marketing side, as it relates to going after new prospects, there was an article published in Harvard Business Review that was talking about how business-to-business buyers of more complex services, and that would include us, right? It's a lengthier buy, and there's a lot of decisions or factors that go into the decision-making process here. Only about 15% of their time is actually spent dealing with the supplier. And they wrote in this article that if you break that down to, let's say there was 3 suppliers on the table that have a chance at the bid, that you're only getting about 5% face-to-face or person-to-person interaction with the prospect. And most of their other research in making their decision is happening online. It's happening somewhere else besides that face-to-face interaction. And the point is that you need to be in front of them, sending messaging to them, and have a presence online, whether it's your website, social media, videos, whatever that is, wherever they can find information about you, that needs to be there. So this is not something that we can do overnight. It's not something that we can correct necessarily today, but it's more of a consistency thing or a habit that we can begin to build into the organization. So this is why I put this in the systems and processes bucket. So I think that one of the things that we can do is let's imagine in our mind we're building out this persona or this personality online for our organization. One of the processes you could put in place is you could build out a schedule for social media posts, and thinking about the kinds of posts you would like to have and what they would need to imply, what sort of messaging they would need to be. So perhaps you would want to emphasize your culture, so maybe there are pictures or celebrations of people on your team, or the work you're doing. Maybe it highlights a customer or a particular service that took place or happened. But no matter what it is, there needs to be a consistency that happens where maybe once every week or twice every week something is posted on your social media pages, and hopefully somewhat regularly there are some updates to your website as well. And again, what this is going to do is it's not only going to help your online presence in terms of SEO and that sort of thing, but it's also going to give updated feel so that when people come to look at you There's a fresh feel, and they're able to assess who you are and what you're like during that research phase that they have. So these are just a couple of items. As you think about building this out, I would think about ongoing posts to social media and having a schedule and a calendar for that, and maybe pre-planning what content that you would like to have out there. I would recommend, at least with some level of frequency, blogs or some sort of updates on your website. And then if you are actively marketing towards prospective customers, maybe there's an outbound nurture email that's happening somewhat regularly. And the nurture email can actually happen to applicants too. So as you're collecting applicant data, you're gonna have email addresses, and that could be something you're sending out to applicants as well. So there should be multiple channels that people can interact with you. So some of those you're maybe a little bit more active, whether it's like the email marketing stuff. And some of that may be a bit more passive, like your website and content that you're having there and on your social media platforms. But there needs to be a process, there needs to be some habits built into the company so that this content is getting out there and you have a persona or a reputation that is out in the virtual world, so that when people are searching and wanting to know about your organization, whether new hires or potential prospects, they have a place to go and do that research. And when what they find in that research is good, it's going to give you a leg up against your competition. It's going to put you in a better position to either hire that prospective employee or sign a deal with that prospective customer.